Hello there. Welcome once more to Panchoy's Kitchen. And if this is your first time stopping by, I would like to say a very warm welcome to you. Today we'll be making some cassava dough so we can make some amazing banku. Join us.
Delicious, yeah, yeah, delicious, delicious, yeah, yeah, delicious, delicious.
So we are cutting them into very tiny pieces, so it's easy the blender to do it. She just doesn't want to see anything go waste. Okay. You see why I don't like to buy fresh cassava? You see how this is dreamy? Like it has a little bit of what I would say rust. I don't even know the English word, but that is why I try not to buy this. We also have some frozen cassava anyway. We are going to use that in addition to make a lot of corn dough. We'll show you that later. So of course you want to remove the woody inner portion of your cassava first, and then I'm trying to cut it into as little pieces as my blender can tolerate. Mama is doing them super small, so I'm going to try to, but my blender can do pretty much this size. Hers are this tiny, mine are this tiny. So you want to remove this woody middle part, this one. You just want to eliminate that. Trust me, normally when they make it to sell, they don't take the trouble to do all that. So, and that is one reason you would have to strain before you add. For the most part, this we are not going to have that trouble. This is all we have, and we are going to wash this and blend. So all blended, we are going to pour into a bowl. This is pretty much the same texture we would have made for fufu. Mama, I say I'm with you, So we didn't get enough of the fresh cassava roots to buy, but I have some frozen. This is the brand that I normally buy. I have about 4 of them here. I'm going to open them, remove the woody middle part, and then blend. And add to everything else to make my cassava dough a bunch more. Just try to split it, and if you can, just take out the woody part. This is still partly frozen, so I'm just going to run some hot water on it, let it thaw out, so it's easier to work with. And it's just easy to break it up into pieces like this.
Delicious. Delicious. Delicious, yeah, yeah. Delicious, 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 delicious,
I have a nut milk bag here, and I'm going to transfer my cassava into it.
You could also use a cheesecloth or any piece of cloth that you typically use to strain your porridge, or if you make nut milks at home, whatever you use to strain is going to be ideal to do this. I also wanted to add that I normally would just blend my cassava just like this and pour into my cornmeal or my corn dough and make my banku straight away. So I'm adding the cassava that I blended previously, that is from the fresh cassava roots that we peeled, in here as well. Everything is going to fit in here. I'm going to tie this and then try to get as much of the moisture or the juices out as I can. The juices hold a lot of starch, so we are not just trying to get rid of the moisture, we are trying to get rid of a lot of starch so that your dough is not too starchy. And like I said, normally I would just blend my cassava and use, but this is going to help so that for people who buy cassava dough, a recipe is going to be easy to share. So now I'm setting my nut milk bag over my colander like this, and it's going to drain all the juices down into this glass bowl, and then come morning it's going to be ready to use. But I want to help it a little bit to extract more of the moisture faster. Normally what they do is actually to set something very heavy like a block or some heavy piece of food on top of the sack that has the cassava, and then so it's pretty much between two heavy pieces of food, and that way the juices are all able to just seep out, and then the next day you have your perfect cassava dough formed. So I'm going to leave this here.
So next day our banchimori is pretty much done. The weight of the coconut oil container has helped pull some of the liquid. It still has a little bit of moisture, but I think it's good for the most part. And we are going to untie. Mama says this yellowish color that comes all over the sack is what tells you that this is real cassava dough, you know, homemade with nothing else added. She's telling me people that sell add something that is called alum or something to it just to give it that beautiful white color. Homemade, you don't need that. You just want something healthy. And so look at this. I'm going to transfer it into another bowl, and all that liquid that drained, you're going to have some of the cassava settle on the bottom. That is what is typically used to make starch. So cassava starch or anything else that you could think of will come from that. Yeah, glue. We used to make glue with this back in the day. I don't know if they still do that. So we are going to just transfer this here into the bowl. And just like that, Mama likes to do the texture test, so well, since she's the teacher, let her do the honors. So once you're done straining the water from your bowl, you're going to have this white residue on the bottom. That is the actual starch. This you can use to make glue, or you can just let it sit and the moisture evaporate and you just have some cassava starch, the powder form that you can use to fry stuff. Perfect. And that's what we did. We let it dry up to become powder. So now we're just going to shape our dough just like the market women do. And that is pretty much it. Now you can just scoop some of it, add to your cornmeal, and make your banku. The rest we are just going to package and freeze to use another day. Now that is very simple, and I hope it's something that you find worth doing at home. Thanks so much for watching. If this is your first time watching me, my name is Kwanchua, and making simple, replicable meals is what truly makes my heart happy. And I hope you consider subscribing to my channel. Kindly give me a thumbs up and share. And until I come your way next time with something delicious, be loving, be kind, be happy.
Delicious, yeah.